Hey guys, welcome to PhoneArena's brief video comparison between the AT&T iPhone 4 and the Verizon iPhone 4. Now that both devices are offered on both networks, it's about time we're just going to pit them up and see what they have to offer in terms of just differences in functionality and looks. In terms of design, they're actually quite similar to one another, except for the differences in their antenna designs. But they're both solidly constructed all around. They have that nice premium feel to it. With the Verizon iPhone 4 right here on the right and the AT&T iPhone 4 on the left, you can tell that the notch area that separates the antenna for the Verizon iPhone 4 is located on the left-hand side of the phone, as opposed to the top side for the AT&T one. And again, you notice the notch on here on the right side matching with the Verizon iPhone 4. Everything else is pretty much identical. All the placement, the buttons, the feel, touch, responsiveness, they're all exactly alike. Obviously, one of the biggest draws with both handsets are their retina displays. It's just a wonderful thing to look at. There's plenty of detail. There's nothing different. They're both the same identical resolution, color output, great viewing angles at just about any place you look at it. They're just really nice. And on top of that, you have that oliphobic coating on the device, on the surface of the device to make it looking clean all the time, both front and back. So when you take it out of your pockets, always look nice and clean. And on top of that, they're very responsive to the touch. No problems whatsoever in just moving about the platform. Since the experience is pretty much identical on both handsets, we're just going to quickly go over some of the key differences that you do notice it in. First of all, the overall platform experience is going to be the same. It's very smooth and quick, so when you're taking photos and videos, even the quality of those content are going to be the same. They're going to produce the same quality. Now, one area that we did notice a difference is just web browsing. It just seems like the AT&T iPhone 4, as far as numbers go, does post better download and upload speeds as a whole versus the Verizon one. And you definitely know that with the scores that we found with the upload speeds. But just here on the phone, just browsing using mobile Safari, honestly, you're not going to notice too much of a difference between which one loads up pages first. They're almost going to be identical. But just as far as numbers go, we did notice from those, based on those tests, that the AT&T iPhone 4 just posts better results all around. But for a generic user just using it for web browsing, you're not going to notice too much of a difference. With calling quality, we have to hand it to the Verizon iPhone 4. It just seemed like every time, everywhere, every location that we used it seemed to offer better results, a lot more clear audio through the earpiece, and definitely less noise, which is a big thing that we noticed with the AT&T iPhone 4. It just seems that there's just abundance of background noise that can muddy conversations down, so we definitely prefer the Verizon one for this category. One nifty item that we found very useful on the iPhone 4 for Verizon that's lacking on the AT&T one is mobile hotspot functionality. So basically, you could connect up to 5 different devices via Wi-Fi to the Verizon iPhone 4. It'll share its broadband connection to all those devices. But there are some instances if you have way too many devices connected, it can cause some issues as far as speed degradation. But it's just nice to have it for you so that if you have your laptop right next to you, you could quickly connect it to your iPhone 4 without any cables. Strangely enough, the death grip issue that plagues some users of the AT&T iPhone 4 seemed to make its way over to the Verizon version. So if you apply death grip, you'll notice a little bit of a degradation, especially on our unit here, our review unit. It might not happen with all devices. And just from our experience, it just seems like the Verizon iPhone 4 didn't drop as many bars or as quickly as the AT&T one. But in the end, we really didn't notice too much of a degradation in terms of voice quality, calling quality, or even just speeds with data. So the last thing we want to point out between the two handsets is the fact that with the AT&T iPhone 4, you can do data and voice simultaneously over a cellular connection. Where on the Verizon iPhone 4, if you're on a phone call and you want to browse the web, you're not going to be able to do it via cellular connectivity, but you can still do it simultaneously if you have the device connected to Wi-Fi. That's not a problem. But again, the advantage goes to the AT&T iPhone 4 just because it offers that flexibility without the need to be connected to Wi-Fi to have both voice and data at the same time. So that pretty much wraps up the differences between the Verizon and also the AT&T iPhone 4. Again, at their cores, for the most part, everything else works roughly the same. There might be some advantages with one device over the other, but it shouldn't sway you at all between the overall experience. It's a wonderful device. Very fluid and easy, simplistic platform experience. And on top of that, you do have that premium feel with both handsets. So if you want to read more, learn more about the comparison between the AT&T iPhone 4 and the Verizon iPhone 4, you can check out our website, PhoneArena.com.